The 2026 Suzuki Baleno Alpha marks a serious evolution in Suzuki's hatchback game. While staying true to its compact, city-friendly roots, it now aims higher, targeting not just convenience buyers but also those who value tech, refinement, and a bit of that premium touch. If you've driven the older Baleno, this new Alpha will feel like a grown-up version, sharper, smarter, and surprisingly more confident on the road. At a glance, it doesn't scream change, but the subtle updates across the design make a big difference. The front fascia now wears a thinner, stretched grille that merges into sleeker LED DRLs, creating a wider and more planted look. The bumper's been resculpted too, and those new 16-inch alloys bring in some visual aggression. Step to the side and you'll notice tighter panel gaps, flush door handles, and a more refined side profile, thanks to cleaner lines and a slightly lower beltline. Around the back, the LED tail lamps are sharper, and the bumper design adds just a touch more drama. Dimension-wise, Suzuki hasn't gone wild. The Baleno keeps its compact footprint, staying under 4 meters to maximize tax benefits. But despite that, it manages to look more substantial. Part of that is due to Suzuki's improved surfacing and better paint quality, which adds depth and makes the car pop, especially in the new celestial blue shade. Under the hood, things get interesting. Suzuki's sticking with the 1.2 liters dual-jet petrol engine, but it's now paired with a 48-volt mild hybrid system. This setup includes a belt-driven integrated starter generator and a small lithium-ion battery pack tucked under the front seats. Together, they provide a slight electric boost during acceleration, reduce engine load, and allow short periods of engine-off coasting in traffic. Power figures are modest, around 92 PS and 115 Nm, but it's the smoothness that makes the difference. The hybrid assist helps reduce the typical throttle lag and delivers better low-end torque, especially useful in stop-go city driving. There's a 5-speed manual that remains delightfully light and crisp, and a CVT option for those who prefer convenience. Suzuki claims an updated fuel efficiency of around 24 km/L, which should make this one of the most frugal premium hatchbacks out there. Driving dynamics have been refined as well. The platform remains the hard-teched architecture, but Suzuki has made adjustments to the suspension and steering setup. The dampers now use a frequency-sensitive design, offering better bump absorption over rough patches while keeping things stable at higher speeds. The steering is more direct, with less play around center, and the body roll is slightly more controlled, giving the Baleno Alpha a more planted, predictable feel in corners. Inside is where the real leap happens. The dashboard now features a wide, gently curved 10.25-inch touchscreen with an integrated digital driver display. The new interface is slick, fast, and finally on par with rivals like Hyundai's. Wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are standard, and the voice assistant branded HiNexo understands both English and Hinglish, making it surprisingly useful for hands-free controls. Build quality is improved too. Soft-touch materials have been added in all the right places, and the cabin insulation does a much better job at keeping out wind and tire noise. The front seats are ventilated. The rear bench now has slightly better under-thigh support, and thanks to clever packaging, the already spacious cabin feels even more accommodating. Rear legroom and headroom are still best in class, and the 330-litre boot is wide and deep enough for weekend luggage without issue. Safety is another area where the Baleno Alpha finally meets expectations. It now comes with 6 airbags, ABS with EBD, escape, and hill hold assist as standard. But the big news is level 2 adders. Features include lane departure warning, adaptive cruise control, blind spot detection, and forward collision warning with automatic emergency braking. These systems have been tuned for Indian roads, meaning they're not overly sensitive but still alert when needed. The car has scored 5 stars in Asian CAP, and Suzuki expects a similar rating in the new Bharat CAP. On the build and burn side of things, this car holds promise. The hybrid setup is mild, which means you don't need to worry about high voltage systems or complex battery cooling if you want to tinker. The 48 volts battery can be left untouched while the engine naked can be remapped relatively easily. In fact, early access tuners are already seeing modest performance gains around 8 to 10 PS without compromising reliability. The intake and exhaust routes haven't changed much, so bolt-on mods from older Balenos are still compatible. There are a few downsides worth mentioning. The battery remains on the smaller side, which may strain under full accessory load in peak summer traffic. Also, the CVT, while smooth, doesn't bring the responsiveness or engagement that some competitors now offer in their dual-clutch setups. But these are minor quibbles when you consider the overall package. As for price, expect a jump. Sources suggest to a superscript 170,000 to a superscript 190,000 hike over the current Alpha trim, pushing it just past the A superscript 111 lakh mark, ex-showroom. That still undercuts top-spec rivals and makes it one of the more value-packed premium hatchbacks with hybrid tech and adders. For buyers who value long-term reliability, solid efficiency, and now, modern tech and safety, this is easily Suzuki's most complete hatchback yet. And for those of us in the modding community, the new Alpha leaves just enough room to experiment, without losing the daily usability that made the Baleno a favorite in the first place.